it's all about getting hot at the right time. American League Cy Young, Corey Kluber of the Indians, Rick Porcello of the Red Sox, and Justin Verlander, who we were just talking about, the Detroit Tigers. Corey Kluber.
Yeah, me too. I got you on that one.
I'm going Porcello. Just the way he came out of nowhere pretty much. I didn't know who he was before the beginning of the season, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere, carried the staff, even when David Price didn't have his best year, carried that staff, basically put them in, and did they make the playoff? I know they were close.
Yeah, they made the playoffs.
Okay, so basically
they got
carried
swept
them,
by
put
Cleveland.
them in the playoffs. I remember he was the first, I think he was either the first one to get 10 wins or 20 wins.
Probably 10.
In baseball. So I would go with Porcello.
Okay. National League Cy Young, Kyle Hendricks of the Cubs, John Lester of the Cubs, and Max Scherzer of the Nationals.
This is tough because I was going to say Max Scherzer, but he gives up a lot of home runs. 284 strikeouts. That is a lot of strikeouts. 20-win season.
This is what I hate when the writers do this, is they'll put two teams or two players from the same team. So that kind of limits out. It's going to split some of the votes right there.
Yeah.
So I would say Scherzer's going to win it, but I think Kyle Hendricks should win it.
He had the lowest ERA in the major. He had the lowest ERA and a former Ranger, by the way. Kyle Hendricks is a former Ranger.
Just stab us in the heart there, Kirk.
Hey, man.
All right,
Bring
Brad.
the truth.
Go ahead and read me these American League Rookie of the Years.
All right, American League Rookie of the Year, we got Gary Sanchez of the New York Yankees, Michael Fulmer of the Detroit Tigers, and Taylor Naquin from the Cleveland Indians. Naquin?
It's Naquin.
I thought it was Naquin.
Naquin? No,
that's what
Naquin.
they said. No, that's what they said on the broadcast, the World Series. They said Tyler Naquin. That's what they said.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was Naquin.
They said Naquin.
What's his number? Let's figure out what his
I think
number
it's
is.
30, right?
Number 30.
Like yeah. Yeah. Dude, like the old NCAA football video games. Outfielder number 30.
You're right, number 30. I just clicked the link right here. So,
well, I'm going with, I know David's not going to like it, but I'm going with Gary Sanchez. He's the one that, when I read these three names, he's the one that popped in my head from having the best season. Fulmer was good. Naquin was good, but I think Gary Sanchez made the most impact on his major league club this year.
see, I can't vote for Gary Sanchez because he didn't play a full season, or much less, he didn't even play a half season. He played
like 30 games.
Yeah, he got the bare minimum, the bare necessities, as the Jungle Book would say.
Bare necessities.
So, I couldn't vote for him, I'm kind of disappointed that he's right here in the race.
That's crazy. Listen to this. He hit 20 home runs in 51 games.
Exactly. That's why I
Oh my
picked him.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm picking Gary Sanchez.
Yes.
I was going to go Michael Fulmer because I think he had a great year too.
Sanchez killed it.
51 games? That means that's almost half your games you hit a home run.
I'm going Tyler.
Tyler, number 30.
I'm going number
Naquin.
30. Yeah.
I'm calling him Naquin. I don't care what they say.
Naquin.
But
All right.
Gary Sanchez for me too.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the National League here with Corey Seager of the Dodgers, another Dodger, Kenta Maeda, and Trey Turner for the Nationals.
This one's the easiest one to pick out of
Corey
all
Seager.
of them. Yeah. This is the easiest one.
No doubt. When he's already in the National League MVP conversation, there's no doubt he should win the National League.
He might be
Rookie of the Year.
unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Steve.
I can't even tell you what position Trey Turner plays. I know Kenta
Plays
Maeda's
center.
a pitcher. You mean
Trey
catcher?
Turner plays center.
Catcher?
Trey Turner?
You're saying center field?
Yeah, center.
Oh, okay. I was thinking basketball. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah.
Jumping ahead. Huh?
a little bit.
I'm going Siga.
yeah.
Seager? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you there, David?
Oh, it's Silver Bullet.
Yeah? All right.
Silver Bullet.
Bob Seger.
Oh,
Silver
that's
Bullet.
what I
Everyone just went right over Kirk's head.
Yeah, I don't know
know.
Bob Seger.
All right, we're going to go on to the Manager of the Year.
Okay.
All right, American League. We have our very own Jeff Bannister of the Texas Rangers. We have Buck Showalter, former Ranger manager for the Baltimore Orioles, and Terry Francona of the Cleveland Indians.
You know, I know we were talking about it earlier. I was saying Terry, but I'm thinking about it. I think I convinced myself it's got to be Jeff Bannister. He doesn't have one guy at any awards, any Cy Young, any.
And nobody saw this coming for them this
and
year.
I think who was the only All-Star? Adrian Beltre. He had one All-Star,
Yes.
and they had the best record in the AL.
Yeah.
He got the most out of that team.
Did Odor make the All-Star team?
No. He was a snub.
Oh, Desmond did too.
Yeah, so he had 2, but still, out
But
of
still.
the American League's best record. Yeah.
Terry Francona had
Hey,
Corey Kluber.
the All-Star game was in San Diego. That's what I remember that.
Oh.
Were you there?
No. I work here. No, I can't afford that. Come on now.
He took his private jet out to San Diego for the
Yeah.
game, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I hooked up with one of my friends. No, I'm with you. I think Jeff Bannister.
I hate to be a homer, but
'Cause nobody saw the Rangers coming this year.
Well, no one called Cleveland either. But
Francona's got the proven record.
Francona will win it just because he went to the World Series and they love him. Everybody, you can't say you hate Terry Francona.
And Buck Scholler did a great job with the Orioles also.
He just blew it in the playoffs.
They
by
didn't
not
make
playing
the
that
playoffs.
guy. Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, then they made the wild card. That's right.
They lost to.
It's the
My memory's off a little bit tonight. Let's put it that way.
it's the playoffs. It's the wild card
Yeah.
game, but it's considered
The one-game playoff.
Yeah.
All right. On to the National League. We have Dusty Baker of the Washington Nationals, Joe Madden of the World Series champion Cubs, and Dave Roberts of the Dodgers.
I'm going Dave Roberts.
Oh.
I thought he was great, man. I saw him play in the pitch in the playoffs. To me, he kind of started the trend of bringing in pitchers that maybe aren't ready for that certain. It's not conventional to bring in. I remember he brought in Kenley Jansen in the 7th inning. That's their closer.
And then
He has the unconventional way of
and then
thinking.
Joe Madden kind of followed that with Raul Chapman. Joe Madden's team was expected to be here. There was no.
Yeah, 'cause the Cubs are stacked.
He
even going
almost
into the
blew it
season.
in the World Series, honestly,
Yeah.
by bringing him in.
Of anything, the executive of the year would be Theo Epstein.
I agree with that.
So
that's great, but
Which he actually won Executive of the Year.
Oh.
I saw that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
But Joe Madden, this was expected. It's not like he turned the team around or he managed this team to a great victory or anything like that. Even though they did win the World Series, that was expected. Dave Roberts was a first-year manager and took them to the ALCS.
NLCS.
NLCS.
Yeah, there we go.
I agree with you on Roberts as well.
Make it a clean sweep.
And real quick wrap up of the Gold Glove Awards that were already named. American League, you have catcher Salvador Perez. First base, you have Mitch Moreland of the Rangers.
Let's just go with the Rangers and Astro guys.
Okay, Rangers, you got first baseman Mitch Moreland, third baseman Adrian Beltre, Astros pitcher Dallas Keuchel also won the American League Gold Glove Award for pitching.
Okay, so that's going to help out Mitch Moreland in his free agency when he's whatever
That's
team he's
exactly
going
what
to
I thought. I thought the same thing. I was like, man, this couldn't have been better for Mitch because now he gets hey, you're looking at a Gold Glove first baseman right here. There's an extra $10 million on my contract.
But he's also a rally killer. That's what I used to call him when I was somewhere else. But all right, coming up next, we're going to go ahead and leave in baseball. We're going to go to the hard court of the NBA.
Hi, this is John B. Wells. It's a big world out there and an even bigger universe. So, what interests you? From the conventional to the conspiratorial, from the wonderful to the weird, from the sublime to the silly, we'll talk about all of it, and between all of us, we'll get a glimpse of the truth. Be on board Arc Midnight this Saturday night at 10 on 570 KLIS.
They really are. I saw them, I saw them, I really did.
Now on the Texas Strangers, we have a little scandal dealing with the Dallas Mavericks. Little Mavs Moneyball segment. Here's David Carson and Kirk Jones.
Oh, thank you, Bradley. Hey, once again, Mark Cuban making the news for all the wrong reasons. Every wrong reason you can
Love
make
Mark
the news.
Cuban.
Oh, I know. So, for those who don't know this yet, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. Mark Cuban has decided to go ahead and pull the press credentials of Mark Stein and Tim McMahon, saying that they cannot come to the AAC, the American Airlines Center, and cover a game for whoever they're happen to be worked for, ESPN, Dallas Morning News, NBA. They can't come into this. They're not allowed. Now, they can buy a ticket and come in and watch a game, but they're not going to get the free pass.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Okay, Rock. That's basically
That's
what Mark Cuban's trying to do, but it's not really going to happen to his favor because these guys are going to go somewhere else. And this is, in my opinion, this is what Mark Cuban's mad about. He is not one of the top 5 teams in the NBA, and he's not getting the preferential treatment of, hey, you should be in the mix of these top teams. Well, guess what, Mark Cuban? You didn't spend the money. You didn't go out. You didn't draft the right players. You didn't get the free agents. You didn't do anything. So guess what? You're bottom of the barrel.
Well, and also, Tim McMahon covers more than just the Mavericks for the first time this year. He covers the Grizzlies, he covers the Pelicans, and he covers the Mavericks, which is a regional thing.
Right.
And that's what he's mad about, is that normally when you have a beat writer, you're covering one sport.
Right.
I was a beat writer in college. I covered one sport, sport per season.
Right.
And I think that's what he's mad about, is there's...
You covered only one sport?
Well, I covered one, yeah.
What sport did you cover?
I was there for 3 years. I covered every sport. I covered basketball, men's basketball, baseball, softball, football, what else? Track, soccer.
Okay.
Did it all.
Yeah, I mean, we had a paper for 4 days of the 5-day week. We didn't have one on Monday.
We had it for 3 of the 5 days.
Okay, but Friday was, we call it arts and farts. So that's just the artsy stuff. And you had like one page for sports.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was with us.
But I mean, every day of the week I had an article going in there.
Yeah, so
a different sport that I had to cover.
Yeah.
So
I would do like features too. Like,
right. Yeah.
Not just game previews and game recaps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had 3 stories a week, 3 or 4 stories a week.
It was kind of a pain at times. It just depends.
That's what I did for a year and a half, and that's what got me out of not wanting to be
a beat writer.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do it anymore. It was too much, man. I didn't like writing that much.
You know what I didn't like? We had never talked. You went to
Texas State,
and I went to University of North Texas. What I didn't like is dealing with the SIDs.
Yeah,
and
they're just mine were okay, but they were hard to work with sometimes.
Right. So, Brad, did you guys have SIDs over there in your little junior college you went to?
I don't think so.
Sports information directors. These are the guys you had to go to before you could talk to the players.
Nope.
They're kind of the middleman. They're the liaison to the players.
You pretty much the communications professor would get you in touch with they would say, hey, we have blah 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 game to cover. You would show up, and based on your connection with the coach, you would be allowed to speak to certain players. Because I remember one time I was covering a volleyball game. And at the very end of the game, they had lost, and the coach came over to me kind of angrily, and he said, "Oh, you can only talk to this number and this number." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I remember that happened a lot to me too.
We have people making weird gestures to us outside of our studio, but we'll continue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on. So the Mavs started out 0-5. Now they're 2-5.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. Okay, they beat Oklahoma City and the Los Angeles.
No, they beat Milwaukee and...
Milwaukee. I'm sorry.
And the Lakers.
I'm sorry. I missed it.
They did play Oklahoma City.
Wishful thinking that you guys beat Oklahoma City.
I wish, right.
So,
currently it's not looking too good that win streak will continue. But
I'm a little disappointed that the rate where the Mavericks are going. Sorry.
Yeah, they have a couple guys with young talent. Justin Anderson, Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell is not that great.
Harrison Barnes is looking good.
Well, actually, we were talking off air, and who was it saying that they were watching something on TV? Like, hey, they were doing some beat right in Oakland. Like, hey, Harrison Barnes is coming back. Who would you rather have?
I was listening to that on the radio on one of our other stations.
Sister stations?
Yes,
okay.
And they were saying they put a guy out in the street, and he was walking to people on the street saying, hey, you guys excited for Harrison Barnes' return to Oracle Arena, Golden State Warriors, and all this junk? And they're like, well, no, not really. He was a good player, but we'd rather have KD. And,
Not far off.
Truth hurts, son. Truth
not too
hurts.
far off.
Yeah.
So Harrison Barnes, he's signed a big contract, $22 million, and that is who the Dallas Mavericks is. That's their franchise right there. That Wesley Matthews.
That's their Parsons restart. I'll put it that way.
In the
post Dirk franchise player,
and Dirk's making 25,
which is fair. I I know that you're not happy with that.
What he's done for this city and what he's done for that franchise, it is deserved.
He may be, well, besides any Cowboys guy, he is the greatest sports figure.
Okay, timeout. We just won